Florida.
I'm Irish originally, but I live in Florida.
I'm from Allendale, New Jersey, about 25 miles outside New York City.
I'm from New York City.
Well, I'm new to this. It's my first time doing this. It's my third day. So initially yesterday I decided what this was in my own mind. I called it active patient physical therapy, but it's actually a lot more than that. It's all about learning to be an active patient, not just when you're at this clinic, but all the time. That's kind of the key ingredient. And when you're here, you learn how to, there's a whole bunch of exercises you do, but it's not just exercises like you go to the gym. It's you get this incredible education about what different muscles are doing in your body or not doing, as the case may be. So it's all about learning about these muscles and then doing certain exercises and doing them a certain way, in a very mindful way, and then you literally get instant results, which is like incredible.
So MyoWorx ARP program is typically a 2-week short stay where you get individualized attention with a kinesiologist alongside Terry, and they really help you, at least in my experience, manually target the various trigger points that you have. They teach you how to manage your symptoms, what stretches will help you bring down the various symptoms that you have depending upon where they are in your body. And they also show you how to rebuild your strength and endurance so that you can get stronger and ultimately heal and live a normal life.
Well, I had a minor car accident that affected my neck, just whiplash, but it was minor. And I was fine for about a month or two, and then my eyes started to get affected, and they started to blink, and everyone said it was dry eyes. And within 4 months, they were completely shut down, and I became functionally blind.
Well, my story is I played a lot of rugby when I was younger. I had 2 accidents and I injured my back and I had a back surgery. And then a few years ago I actually slipped and fell in an airport and had a concussion apparently. So those 3 things have caused a variety of issues with me. So that's my story about that.
So my concussion story was back in March of 2017. I played lacrosse in college, and I ran full speed into a blind pick that was set on the left side of my body. So essentially just collided with another person that I never saw. Nothing actually hit my head, so my entire injury was whiplash, but I did have a concussion from that whiplash, and then saw various doctors after that, but everyone overlooked my neck and the role it was playing in my prolonged recovery, and that's how I ended up at MyoWorx.
Yeah, so back in 2017 now, I was playing basketball, and one of the first plays of the game, I basically got clotheslined in a very aggressive, non-basketball manner. My head went sort of back, and then the next day I went, realized I definitely had a concussion. Either the next day or the day after, I wound up going to a local doctor who said, yeah, you got a concussion, take whatever medication and take it easy for a couple of months. So I took it easy for a couple of months, started sort of seeing the aggressive concussion symptoms go away, but then I started to have these other headaches, just these consistent headaches that would not go away and almost felt different from the concussion symptoms themselves. And then I started like the journey of trying to find someone who could help. So I went to all the best sort of headache concussion doctors in the city who gave me a bunch of things that didn't work. I went to sports specialists in the city who did a bunch of like injections and things that would maybe work for a day or 2 and then wear off. And then eventually I found the blog post from Paige talking about exactly what I had, and that's when I came here for the first time, probably, I forget exactly when, but at least a year and a half after the initial concussion, and a year and a half of like brutal, terrible pain. And then got here and heard all the words like foggy and all these things, and I was like, oh, that's exactly what I've got.
It completely changed my life. Completely, when I first came here in 2018, I was functionally blind. I could not open my eyes. I came another time here, and I've been doing the exercises for 2 years, and it changed, and my eyes opened up, and the symptoms went away.
For me, again, I'm just been doing it 3 days, but I've been listening to my wife talking about it for a few years, and she said it would be life-changing, and I thought that, that's a big statement. But I can say within just 3 days, about 3 hours a day, it is life-changing. It's really amazing how I've a foot that's numb. It's been numb for 15-16 years since the surgery, and just from learning some exercises yesterday and getting some education from Terry and Alex, my foot is a lot better today, and it's kind of amazing how 16 years could go by and I couldn't find a way to fix it, and I found a way just in a few hours.
MyoWorx ARP has helped me dramatically improve my symptoms in my day-to-day life. I'm now able to understand that when I have, certain types of headaches, what stretches to do to bring those down. I also feel like now I have a game plan for my recovery and the hope that I will get better. I truly believe and know that I will, and that's something that not a lot of doctors with prolonged recoveries in their patients can really instill in them. So I'm very thankful for MyoWorx to be able to give me the strength that I need to get better.
I've gone down aggressively. As I said, this is my 3rd time. After the first time, I had really bad symptoms and kind of knocked me down to being able to live, and the next time got me down to like exercising and really like running and doing all the stuff that close to the stuff that everything I wanted to.
Kind of getting back to normal life.
Yep. And then this last time, hopefully, the hope is to get basically as close as possible to the normal life.
Other treatments are like Band-Aid. They treat the symptoms, and for instance, for me, for my eyes, there is a treatment for blepharospasm where you shoot your eyelids with Botox. But that lasts for maybe 2 years, 3 years, and then it doesn't work anymore. So instead of going that route, I went this route where it actually fixes it permanently.
Well, I think the bed you lie on is very interesting because it's not a TENS machine. TENS kind of bombards you so that you forget about your pain, but it's still there. The bed you lie on here is very different experience. You feel very, very relaxed after it, and so that kind of prepares you then to go to the gym and do the exercises. And again, when you do the exercises here, the therapist is actually also giving you physical therapy at the same time and teaching you how to do the exercises correctly. And then you get education. So yeah, that combination, though, that kind of trifecta is a really great way to learn, because you're actually actively doing it and learning about it and getting treatment all simultaneously.
MyoWorx is different from other treatments that I've tried in the past because they specifically target the root cause of the problem. This is actually a permanent, lifelong solution. The treatment is targeted to each individual's symptoms and their specific injury, but the general basis of it is the same for everyone in terms of strengthening the muscles, loosening them, lengthening them, and increasing blood flow.
Yeah, I think there's 2 things. There's one is the knowledge of like, this is what you do. Like, you know this stuff. Everywhere else it was like, they do 35 different things, and one of them is deal with maybe the pain that I have, and they do it poorly. So it's that focus, and then also it's just different in that the approach is like, we're here to help you and fix you. Whereas other doctors, and I'm sure people who are watching this have had a similar situation where like after 3 appointments you don't get better and they're like, okay, it's a chronic pain issue, you need to go somewhere else. They like push you away, whereas you're like, no, this is the place to fix you.
I have been able to build other connections with individuals also going through MyoWorx Therapy program, and it's been something that is unique to other programs that I've done, because you can truly form meaningful connections with people that are like-minded and going through a similar struggle and journey to you, and it's nice to be able to have that built-in support system. I've met 2 really awesome people that, ironically enough, are from where I'm from back home in New Jersey, that both ended up being here in Canada at the same time that I was here. So it's nice to be able to have that support system back home, where we're kind of on similar but different paths, and be able to share tips and tricks about things that we're doing in our recovery.
That's a tough one. I think the meetings with Terry are fantastic. He's so ridiculously knowledgeable about this stuff, and he's very hands-on, very, very helpful. Working with Alex or any of the other kins who are helping out is fantastic as well. There's just a general knowledge about this problem that you have that is absent everywhere else I've been. So I think it's kind of, the highlight would be those individual things, but the general highlight is you all know exactly what I'm dealing with and know how to fix it.
Yeah, we always do.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I have. I've told everyone about it. You know, it's you think that this is more rare than it is, but when you start talking about it with people, and most people don't talk about it, you find like, oh, there's actually a friend of a friend who has similar symptoms and is dealing with it. Because for whoever has it, it's the most important thing in their life. So I think I've recommended 2 people who have come, and probably 5 people who haven't who should.